Hello, YouTube. It is I, the Amazing Kid. I start this with a video that before I start the video proper, I want to go through some of the stuff, like talk about what I was doing and some of the stuff that I would highly recommend doing when you get ready to do all this stuff. So the thing that I would recommend doing is downloading the USB creation tool, so that way you can download the recovery media. I'll show you the process of that, how that goes. I would say back up all your wallpaper, like just look up wallpaper in the Windows folder and you'll find this stuff if you're really intending to do a clean install. And if you're going to do a clean install, go and download all the software that you will want to have, like that stuff. But if you can do a factory reset, I would recommend downloading all your recovery media into a folder. And you can see that I've gone ahead and downloaded all recovery media files for this system. And I've gone ahead and I would also recommend going not just going to Lenovo's website, but also check like, let's say you're downloading mainboard chipset drivers. Download the Intel drivers if your system is an Intel, AMD if it's AMD. In this case, I went ahead and downloaded the Lenovo specific, the drivers that Lenovo had, because in most cases Lenovo will probably have the least up-to-date drivers, so you'll probably want to go to, like, of course, Intel in this case, and NVIDIA. So you want to really download the latest drivers. And of course, it got Realtek, if your chip is Realtek, Ethernet, and Intel if it's Intel. So you'll want to have, like, those drivers on hand before you do the factory reset stuff, because it'll be very useful to have it already there. And as I said, download the utilities, even if you're gonna not do a factory, even if you do a factory reset, probably a good thing to have that stuff on hand. And go ahead and download all the software that you will want to have, because that is on hand, so that way you can actually install all that software that you want to have, and other, like, utilities and whatnot, once you do the factory reset. And my recommendation is also but my recommendation is also copy all of this onto a Blu-ray disc, because you'll want to have that backed up on some sort of disc media, so that way you can actually just pull that out and you'll already have that files, and also store it on a hard drive, so that way you can have it on the hard drive as well. And without further ado, the video.
What the fuck? Dude, most of these fucking posts from this thread is just Midas loop parts. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I can tell that it's side up, bro.
This is so bad.
You want to get rid of this?
Yeah, that was
Maybe in 2038, their company will be named just Epic. Okay.
already have
38? No, they're wrong. It happened in 2015.
No, I'll have something too.
2021, Epic Games renamed themselves back to Epic Mega Game and decided to make Fortnite 5000. Tim Sweeney become the main character, and he will defend the world against Bill Gates and this urethra. He'll be split open, otherwise the world will explode and come.
That's Jackrabbit on Linux when.
Maybe when it becomes canon that there's a new character from Gas Jackrabbit 5.
Wait. No, I know why. Tim Sweeney hates Linux for some reason. He's a fucking idiot. Hold it.
Oh my god, this is getting even cursed the more I'm schooling.
Jackrabbit on Android.
Eva earlong with the size of action figurine. What the fuck is that? If that was actually real, I would probably, without context, light the damn thing on fire without paying for it. Abysmal.
We're not going to say.
This art here is better than one of those posters.
I Jackrabbit on
Is that good enough, Brothers?
Not sure if I can hear the audio.
Not even the slightest bit. No. I'm gonna fuck a microwave.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck a microwave. And just, you drop it somewhere and don't say a fucking word.
Oh God.
Just don't say a fucking word who voiced it. Just let it go.
Let it go. Let it
I
go.
know who voiced it. I'm talking to him right now.
Oh yeah, John St. John and Johnny Mozzarella. Mozzarella, baby.
Mozzarella.
Ah. I really need to dust this laptop. It's so dusty in the back. And probably not as much, but still pretty dusty. Oh, cool.
Oh, Robert.
Yeah, already the intro shows a bunch of a lot of tits and ass. That's fucking good. Great, off to a great start. And I see a plane.
That's 2000 shit.
Welcome to Quake 5.
Regular shows Slack pack.
So just copying more files to my little hard drive, some other projects. And I am copying over, creating the USB thumb drive recovery media, and you can see that we are if this will just come up, you can see it already has the file called recovery. It's kind of an interesting experience with one of these Lenovo laptops. As I said, I probably will take this off my desk and give it a more of a cleaning before I do anything of data recovery of the sort. This laptop definitely needs to be reinstalled anyway. So before I do anything like that, let's go to my let's look up my gigabit motherboard drivers. So that way that doesn't play. Real Tech Gigabit Ethernet driver Windows. Yeah, this is the one that we'll probably want to download. Is this one? We'll create a folder full of drivers for our laptop. Not supporting power saving. I don't really care for power saving because I don't really think I'm going to need a power save mode if it's going to require me to do this. 5W9UMX. So we'll download the non-power save mode driver, or we'll download the which one is this? We'll download the power save mode one. Why not just because if it does power save mode, that's actually kind of a good thing to actually have to have then. So we'll download the NVIDIA drivers. NVIDIA. And I like their newer driver software, and I'll show you their newer driver software here. You can update, you don't even have to log in anymore. You can just update your drivers from here. So that's really cool. Download official NVIDIA drivers. Yeah, I really do like this. GeForce RTX 500. Do want 4070.
Probably gonna take inspiration of this room, by the way, Brooke.
Windows 11.
I found this really weird video called Star Virgin.
Oh yeah, Star Virgin. I know what that is. That's a.
It better not be some kind of fucking erotica media. It's what is that about?
I don't know.
I think Gogo might know.
You definitely would know.
My pony video. This is from 1988. That is fucking old. Of course, a modeling production is behind this fucking piece.
Hasbro. So I might as well just download the latest drivers.
The latest drivers?
It's been a long while since I've been on NVIDIA's website.
Okay, I'm looking at a woman attached on a crucifix. I see two ugly creatures looking at her.
See the rest of this I can use Snappy Driver to download. I can use Snappy Driver to download the rest of the drivers, or I can use Lenovo Advantage. But I don't really care for Lenovo Advantage for this sort of thing, and it's because it'll only just download the drivers that they have on their website, and not the most recent
That was an Easter egg
drivers.
from Indiana Jones.
I bet my dog is.
I like how serious Sam left that Easter egg in, you know?
What we're going to do is we're going to go to. I'm going to copy these over to storage. Lenovo Legion. I'm just going to call it Lenovo Legion because why not? I will know what that is in that folder. The most recent drivers for the Ethernet. So I'll show you what the Ethernet is doing right now. I'll just extract those so that way we can. So you can see my specs. Yeah, pretty too much, way too much for a laptop. I'd say go for an i7. But this is what my it's not showing up. The real tech isn't showing up. So we might as well do a reinstallation. So he's playing that. Got it all going finally. Do you want to delete recovery files? No. I will have to re-download those. And I'll probably rewatch this video. I don't even know what card he has. But I'll rewatch this. It was just sitting there and for a while, and then you know what? Screw that. I'm going to boot into I'm probably going to clean off this laptop when I get done with this. I'm hoping that this actually just is like a traditional factory restore. Ah, hell no. Maybe we'll have to shut it down. But before we even do any kind of restore, might as well just unplug the Ethernet, because it'll give us access to not having to input our account, because screw having to use your Microsoft account. Press F2, 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 F2. There we go. Window, this is... Oh, this is how you do that. Oh, yeah. God, I've been into this laptop before. Save and exit. I would show off the BIOS for this laptop. I probably show off the BIOS, more of the BIOS. It's not really that interesting. It's not as interesting as a lot of those older computer BIOSes. But this should give me access to the recovery. I've never done a factory reinstallation on this laptop before. Installer English Australia? No, not Australia. USA English language region USA. That's kind of interesting. It actually defaults to Australia. I mean Australia. Yes, I accept. Yes. So I let it do its thing, and I'll be right back. So here's what it's doing right now. Hot update before MOPS. I don't even know what a lot of this crap is. Because I've never done this before. Or at least if I've done it, I've never done it before on a system, on a laptop, from like a recovery media, from an external recovery media. But I haven't done this on a system since an old gateway system that I used to have that was this really garbage gateway. And certainly this is probably going to be a really good thing to do on here right now, because factory recovery is something that you should always do every so often as needed. I've already done like the BIOS update on this laptop recently, and I thought I might as well just reinstall everything, since I'm having some issues with like not just issues with drivers or hardware not showing up, but also with like not having a whole lot of space available. So I might as well just wipe it. I'm hoping this just wipes the main drive. And whatnot. So this is a really interesting process. Remove, otherwise you will lose data. Removable disk. Good. So I've removed our thumb drive. And so probably formatted the other drive, which I've never done this before, so, or with like Windows 11. I've done this with Windows Vista before, multiple times. So it's just really interesting to document what goes on with stuff like this, because then you can get an idea. Yeah. Dog barking. Like, this is always a heart attack waiting to happen. And I'm probably going to have to reset up, like, Discord or something. That'll probably be the first thing I do, is install Firefox on here. Remember how I said that you really should unplug, like, any... Oh, I didn't say that you should always unplug all USB devices in case, like, as a general rule of thumb, or any, like, drives in your computer before you do any kind of, like, reinstallation of Windows. Any like storage drives, that is. Like, you should never store data on... You should never store data on the main boot drive for whatever reason. So this is such an interesting process, seeing a factory reset. Like the process of how to reset your laptop to factory setup. See, there should be a way to get past, like, having to use a Microsoft account. Because I'm like, screw that. I will not use a Microsoft account. You can't make me Microsoft. And if you try, I will just end up putting Linux. I'll probably just end up putting Linux on this, which I think would be a very terrible idea, considering that this is one of those systems that would run poorly with Linux. So it's almost done here, hopefully. I've never done this before. I haven't done this in a very long time. And I'll probably end up installing the drivers manually, because whatever Lenovo's drivers are probably so out of date that you might as well install and so it's getting ready to load the setup the first time it... I actually don't even know how to get the software on here for the first time. So it's... Yeah, I'm going to have to reinstall all those other applications that I had on here then. And I mainly did this just because it is probably a good idea to do a factory reinstall of the laptop, giving it a much better, making it run more efficiently. Administrator. Oh, interesting. Oh, this is interesting. I've never seen this before. I've never seen it log into the administrator account like this. Like, I've never seen it log into administrator. We'll probably end up creating my account. Oh, that's an old window from the Windows 9X days. So I've never seen it do this thing before. And yeah, it's just gonna do that. I'll be right back. There it is. Starting to do a bunch of crap here. And I decided to just do a factory reset. Decided to just do the factory reset. And I've never seen it do that before. That's really interesting looking at the process. And just documenting the process for anyone who wants to know what it's like to actually have one of these Lenovo Legion laptops. These things are really good laptops. And they offer the software, the recovery media for free. Just gonna log into the account again. Like that is actually very that is extremely rare for it to log into administrator. It's probably gonna do some other shit like that. It's probably gonna do the same shit. Office, I would assume. It's very interesting that it's installing Office. It's installing all the bloatware on here. It's installing all the bloatware. I should take Office off of here or register a copy of Office at some point. Like, if I'm going to have Office on here, I might as well register it. Am I right? Although some people would say, why buy Office when you can use LibreOffice? Which I agree with that. But they put it on here already. So you might as well just register it so you have it. But it leaves your computer vulnerable because they only update it for up to a certain version. And it's just going to do all the jazz here. So I'll let it do its thing. See, it's starting to do its little thing. It's starting to do its little thing. I wonder if it'll just leave me in the administrator account. What's sysprep? Sysprep, I mean. I wonder what that is. Oh, it just restarts it. But that is really interesting. The recovery partition. Not recovery partition, but the fact that it'll log into the system administrator account during the process. Yeah, I was also having some weird issues with this laptop a couple of months ago. And this is so interesting because I've never seen this process before. So now I know what the recovery process is on these Lenovo Legion laptops, and kind of worth showing this off. Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean this laptop up when I get done with this. So it's gonna log into administrator and do some other shit. Great. I should change my login screen to I should change my login screen to something anime themed. Is that old school window from like the olden days? Like it's just doing all this process, going logging in, logging out, logging in, logging out. I mean, too bad I didn't get to do this earlier. This would have been really cool to show off. Hopefully this gets done. That's probably going to be the extent of what it does. Logging in, logging out, yes. It's installing all the bloatware. I mean, I would consider Office bloatware if you're not really using it. Like you just go ahead and just take it off your computer. I leave it on here because whatever. It's good. Yeah, there's so many remnants in the Windows. There's so many remnants of like old Windows stuff that even with this laptop, no, not even laptop, even with this operating system, Windows 11, there are bugs that have been around for so long that Microsoft has either not gotten around to fix them, or they don't give a flying fuck about fixing them. Like they have an official bug count. Thing where a bulletin board that they run where they find all the bugs. But with all the updates, they end up creating more bugs than fixing. So, this operating system is what government is. This is what government is. Bureaucracy. Woefully inefficient. Woefully inefficient. And a lot of people back it up. Oh, there's no alternative. There's no alternative. Yeah, there are alternatives. You know, you can use something like GNU Linux. You can use something like GNU Linux, GNU/Linux. And even if you can't play games, you can use the system. It's not like you have to play video games, but a lot of people believe they have to. This is just... I've never done this before. I wish I did this earlier. This is going to finish up whatever it needs to get done. And I won't document all of this. I just installed the NVIDIA drivers, so... And I didn't see the NVIDIA control panel. And I think I showed you like the most recent NVIDIA driver. Which I really do like that, because finally I won't have to log in to the software just to update it via that. I haven't downloaded the NVIDIA drivers off their website for a concurrent system in like a decade and a half. And it's going to come back and do more of this stuff. This is what the whole entire process is. So I'm not going to do anything like this. As I said, NVIDIA control panel. Oh, I gotta freaking I gotta clean off this entire laptop. It's all bloody dusty. A new thing came up. This is finishing scan state. I like doing this. There's actually something I've never done before on this laptop, because I've never owned an OEM like Windows 10, Windows 11 system. Well, actually, I had an OEM Windows 8.1, no, Windows 8, not even 8.1, just stock Windows 8 that I upgraded to Windows 8.1 at some point. And this is like a new experience for me in what seems to be a very long time. So it's gonna do the whole thing again. We'll actually see if we can just set up the factory. We can do like the username. So I don't want to use an online account, because I honestly don't want Microsoft having access to my data on this thing. And honestly, that's always been a security risk. Beginning partition space. This all makes... Like, I don't even understand what all this crap is. All I know is it's doing something. Hopefully not breaking the system. And hopefully we're already done now. And then I'll probably end up installing the drivers. And it may even have software updates. I've already done like a BIOS update on this system recently, so finally, just in a few moments. And this is actually something of like of really interest is Windows 11. Yeah. So now we're showing off. Yeah, many of you have seen the Windows XP setup. Skip. It's gonna say no Ethernet. Let you choose to connect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my router and I'm going to disconnect my router from the internet, which is not a good thing because it's going to complain. But I want to use my router, so I'll just kind of connect it to a router. There we go. And hopefully we can circumvent the verifying connection. No internet. If you have limited, it's like hidden network. You might as well just hidden. No internet. Well, what do you do? They force you to do that. So I guess we'll just plug it back. Plug it back in then. Restart. I'll just use another router. Just use another router. Connection secure. And that's retarded. They make you actually have to do all that BS-titude. But you know what? We can just set up the account. We can set up the account a different way. It's not a big deal. It's going to check for updates. And it's going to install updates. Like, isn't this an interesting process to go through? Making sure you have the latest. Like, this is just a fun process. Like, this was what it was like when I first set the laptop up. Except for all that weird other crap. It was just the Windows setup. First time setting up Windows stuff. Like, such as this stuff. So they really don't want you to do that. And so this is kind of an interestingly... This is just the stock standard Windows setup. Thanks for your patience. We're going to make you use an account. Even though I don't want to use a Microsoft account. And you saw me unplug the internet because I thought I could actually circumvent this process of you need to have but even in the Windows setup apparently you need an internet connection, One difference between Linux and modern Windows is you don't need an internet connection with Linux. With Windows, unfortunately, it seems like you're going to need that. And that's stupid. So, blah, 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 blah. Read the fine print. Always read your end user's license agreement. Of course, nobody reads that. And then you wonder why you're going to hell. And you wonder why you're going to hell. Because you didn't read a fucking end user's license agreement. Name your device. We are. Yeah, just name it something like. We are Legion, for we are many. So many people will not get that reference. So many people will not get that reference. Unless you read the Bible. Unless you've read the New Testament, you probably wouldn't get that reference. It's not Lethan, it's Legion. There we go, Legion. We are Legion, for we are many. And I thought that's kind of a funny name to name your laptop. Kind of, it gives people the idea that, oh, you're very familiar. You're kind of familiar with some stuff. So let's see if it will do all this stuff. And so there are some other drivers that I will be installing, and I'll probably will install the chipset drivers first. Always want to install your chipset drivers first. And your main chipset drivers. That is. It's amazing how many integrated ICs are in a modern computer. It just blows your mind. I come from like the Intel BX. No, I come from like the Intel i440BX days. Which is what this box is. This is an Intel i440BX based Pentium 3 system. It's ridiculous. Coming from something like this, or even something like this, which there isn't much integrated. Which, it's just mind-boggling going from something like this, even something like this. Because, well, yeah. So, set up personal network. Sign in. It's going to ask me to freaking sign in. No, I don't want to sign in. I don't want to sign in. I want to sign in options. Face. That's bullshit. Why not just sign in? Why not sign in? Why not sign in? Oh, fuck. I hate this so much. Perpetually online. Gotta be perpetually online. I hate this so much. So it's just seeing if it recognizes my account. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. And so now it should be all set up. And you know what? We're going to plug my hard drive. We're going to plug the hard drive in. And actually copy all drivers over. That's kind of retarded because you got to do all that crap because Last backed up. Last backed up. It's gonna do all this crap. Let it do it. Heaven forbid, we don't want to use a Microsoft account because oh no, you must be tied into to the Cleavage Inspections Agency, i.e., the CIA, and the FBI, female body inspectors, and the NSA. What's a good one for the NSA? The nutsack agency. Actually, that's a good one for the TSA, the Testicle Search Agency, because they're always feeling down there. What do you take me, George Takei? Oh my! Like seriously. How would you like it if I put a camera in your room so I can look at you fucking fat ass? Like you wouldn't like that. Like I don't like the fact that there's telemetry and backdoors in my software. Just because it's uncomfortable with the fact that governments have that power. Because these agencies give them that power. And by the way, and the UK, and by the way, what's going on in the UK, go heck yourself, whoever thought it was a great idea to do that in the UK, with their with like banning VPNs and whatnot, go heck yourself. Heaven forbid I want people to know where I'm at. Because that information could be used to spy on me even more by hackers. The government already has enough of that information as it is. Hackers can break into system. Advertising idea. No, shut that down. Tailored experience, diagnostic data, including no diagnostic data. Send optional inking and typing diagnostic data. No. Diagnostic data, no. Find my device, maybe. I don't know. I probably would enable it on this system. Like that I would enable. Because that might. And this is going to be so I'll have to remove that as well. Add my device to Lenovo ID. Then might as well. Whatever. Development, entertainment. Go through all this. Creativity. Family, no. I'm not gonna be. No, I don't really plan on doing that. I'll probably have to go through this video and remove some information. Skip. Skip. Always have access to your recent browser data. I don't know. Maybe why not? Decline because I don't want. Whatever. See, this is something I've not done before. No, I don't want to join Game Pass because. So now we should be checking for Windows updates. And so now it's just doing a check for updates. And I'll probably just set this up for like a, I'll end up setting this laptop up for a, offline account because I don't want to use an online account anymore. Because if my account gets hacked, I lose access to my system. Not like you should be storing your data on the main drive. You're kind of an idiot if you do that. Like, you should at least have store some of it. You could store data on a thumb drive. As they do make pretty big high capacity thumb drives now. And we'll let it do what it needs to do, and then we'll come back to it. Hey, ski free. Dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world in the 7 seas. So now, it'll take a few minutes for it to set up. And I'm going to go and install the latest drivers on the machine, because why not? Once all this stuff gets done. And I think I'm going to have to do some video editing. So now it's all booted up and whatnot. Personalize. Let's go to personalize. Background. Not background. Is it background? Yeah, this is something I've not done before. Themes, desktop. Like, this is something I have not done for in a long time. I've done this before. No, actually, I've done this before. Themes. Like, how do you change your desktop wallpaper? I wonder if you can find... like background, Windows Spotlight, picture. Oh yeah, we can actually configure it. See, this is the stock Lenovo, some of the stock Lenovo Legion wallpapers. This is kind of cool. This is really cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my user accounts. Not users. I don't want to go to users. I want to go to change user account. Oh, just go into the freaking control panel. Control panel. Control panel. I hate stock Windows. I hate stock Windows. No, the funny thing is, in Windows Vista and Windows 7, I leave it alone in this, usually. But let's go in here. Probably going to do some... Go to Go to manage another account. Add a user. Add user. I'm going to go to add user here. No, I do not have sign-in information. Add a user without a Microsoft account. So I'm just going to call mine. I'm just going to call mine that. And we're just going to do that. I mean, we can actually do security questions. But if I ever... You know what? I'll do that later. But you gotta have the security questions. Oh, great. First child pet. And look at all that flashing lights. And so now I got my other user account on here without a local account. So at least now I've got my user account on here. So I'm going to go and restart my system. Log into that account. And I might have to re-customize this again. So now I should be on a local account. So now that we've got the account stuff set up, let's go ahead and install the, where is the INF Intel setup chipset? I believe that might be it. Intel chipset. So yeah, I haven't installed a modern Intel chipset driver in a while. Damn it. So it's going to install the chipset drivers. Might as well just install them on here right now. Now I know that what the process entails. You start now. Got the drivers installed. The chipset drivers. It's installed the mass storage, rapid mass storage driver, whatever. And these are probably ones that you should have installed anyway. If you don't have it, I don't believe I have these on here. Good. I don't know what, I don't remember what this is. Let's find out what this is. This is the, are you sure you want to upgrade from Upgrade 22 to 23. Like, what is this? Oh, it's my wireless update. So it's like my wireless software. So you might as well update the wireless software, as this will contain complete. Just do the complete. And this is actually a good thing to install manually, all these things. So I think this might be the internal graphics, and I might have to do some reconfiguration of the stuff. I'm gonna have to do, like, these are the Intel graphics drivers. And you can set up a specialized pen when you set up your computer. I should actually set this account up as an admin account. Begin installation. Yeah. I think I already can customize. Why not? Why not install the latest drivers? I don't think I've ever installed these Intel drivers manually like this. I always just use Lenovo Vantage. So why not just install them on here? It goes well with the theme, of the wallpaper. It goes very well with the, like, that theme, and looks pretty cool. So we're installing the latest of the stock GP of the stock of the integrated Intel graphics. And then we'll install the onboard graphics driver, which is the NVIDIA driver. And this is actually something that I wanted to do. Okay. This is something that I wanted to do for quite some time. And I'll take care of my dishes, and while this does what it needs to do. So let's restart. Yeah, I just like this. It fits with the Lenovo Legion theme. Let's see if that Realtek card. Oh, you're in a standard user. Yeah, yada yada yada. Hey. Hey, it actually sees the card. See, it disappeared. For whatever reason, it disappeared. I'll need to configure this account for, like, a non-standard account. So here is the Realtek driver. Might as well update that right now. Hope it doesn't screw anything up. New driver. Cool. Hopefully it doesn't screw up anything. If it does, then I can just always reset and not ever install this newer driver on here. But this is neat that I've gotten the Realtek stuff properly being detected now. And I had to do a factory reset on it. And I'm glad that Lenovo offers the software. So now we're going to install the NVIDIA drivers. So we're going to install the the NVIDIA drivers. And we're installing, and I just installed manually installing all of the drivers that we would need to be installed on here. So want to make sure that this laptop has all drivers up to date. Now I'll have to check to see if there's any software updates for Lenovo Vantage. Yeah, it won't install the NVIDIA app because that is actually a useful feature to have. Install. Yeah. Upgrade. I'll let it do its thing. Come back to it. I took and cleaned much of the dust off the laptop, and it looks almost brand new, so it looks better than it did. And I've also gone ahead and installed quite a few applications. The first being 7-Zip, the second being Audacity, the third being that I took McAfee antivirus off and instead put Avast. Of course, CPU-Z is on here. Daemon tools. You have to have Discord. FileZilla, Foobar 2000. GIMP. Gotta have GIMP. Caden Live for video editing. I mean, Audacity for sound editing as well. LibreOffice. Can't support the techno tyrants of Microsoft. No, not Microsoft. Of Google, Facebook, and Microsoft. Can't support that. And was anything in here? Notepad plus. Again, they might eventually make Notepad a subscription base at some point, which will be a giant Franklin University to everyone. Might do that. A Paint.net, gotta have Paint.net because, yet again, they might get rid of Paint and at some point, which would be a massive Franklin University to everyone who uses Windows. I don't want to do that too much because it does legitly that legitly kind of does boil a little bit of anger in me. QBitTorrent for all your legitimate downloads that are most certainly not sailing the high seas are. SM Player for playing all those legitimate downloads that you went to see to find. Steam, of course, you gotta have Steam. And Winamp for playing all those legitimate downloads. Winamp and Foobar for playing all those legitimate downloads that you sailed the seas for. And WinRAR. Gotta have WinRAR. It's a meme. You have to have the meme. You have to have the meme installed on your computer because if you don't, it's not a true computer. And until next time, folks, peace out, everyone.